Hey you guys, what's up? Welcome to Mahogany Sweets. But this is actually a video made for a woman's worth, beauty, and lifestyle, which was another channel I had created months ago, but had not started filming the content for it. So I want to share this with you guys, but I'm also going to put it on that channel and start doing the content that I wanted to make for that. But before I get started on what this video is about, this is the name of the channel because I had a friend back when I had made it who was looking for it and could not find it. So it is called A Woman's Worth, Beauty, and Lifestyle. It's a capital A. Which side? Okay, I can see now. It's a capital A, capital W for woman's. It has the hyphen. Worth, capital W, beauty, capital B, and then the and symbol, and then capital I for the lifestyle. That is the name of the channel. The icon for the Abbey for it is a beautiful woman wearing a crown, and also it can translate as warrior garb as well. So basically being like the chief warrior crowned woman, right? So I hope that you can find that channel if you're interested in going to it. But anyway, and once again, it is called A Woman's Worth, Beauty, and Lifestyle. So what I wanted to come and talk with you guys about was something that I struggled with a few months ago. Well, it had came to an culmination a few months ago. Going through the quarantine for, let's see, December, which was kind of like my breaking point. I was on the verge of breaking. So that would have put it at almost 2 years going through, the lockdown, the pandemic, and stuff like that. So I am a single woman, a single mother. And through the pandemic, the kids were home from school. I have one child, though. So he was home. I was doing homeschooling, trying to work. I had lost a job. It was a combination of a lot of things. Like, it was a lot going on. Bills piling up. Trying to recenter, refocus myself. What am I going to do? What's going to be my next move? Dealing with being the primary caregiver to my son and his father going through his own thing, so not being able to be that active, doing everything alone, and doing it for 2 years, just me and my son, here, in and out, and I had began feeling overwhelmed, stressed out, and like the walls was closing in on me on all sides, from having trouble with my son, like I said, not really being able to have that real break. You have time for your children go to school. You have that time to reboot, have a long time, get stuff in order, go to work, have human connections, interactions, make income, and be able to pay your bills. So with the pandemic, all of that has shut down, and it just began really wearing on me. My son really getting impatient. He's growing up, hitting that pre-puberty phase. So I was struggling with him, with disciplining him, right? And he was, talking back, not doing things that I asked him to do and stuff. And like I said, I'm not really a disciplinary type of person. So it was constantly like me dealing with this child who isn't doing what I'm asking or telling them to do. Me having to go there and do it. So it was like, okay, due to the pandemic, the children are eating more. You have to cook more. You have to clean up after them more because they're at home. Higher water bill. It was just a lot. So it had gotten down to December 2020, and I was at my wit's end. I also have health problems, so I was stressed. I was upset with his father. I was stressed. I was upset with the government. I was stressed. I was upset with just the predicament that I have found myself in. I was even upset with God. Yeah, I was even upset with God. So I had just felt the breaking point coming, because I have had I guess you can say, emotional, mental breakdown before in my life. And maybe one day I'll share that situation with you. But I felt it coming on, and I knew it. I'm like, okay, I am about to explode. I am about to break. I am feeling overwhelmed. And I began praying to God, like, God, we need to do something. I can't take it anymore. I'm just to hear with it. I'm drowning at this point. There is no lifeboat. There is no safety jacket. I'm drowning. I'm going down. I'm depressed. I'm stressed. I'm not happy with life right now. I'm not happy with anything. Like, because even our lives had lost the structure that it had from the pandemic and everything being like now. And it was just like the days just rolling and rolling, and not being able to find a minute to just say, I can breathe. So I was just stressed, and I needed that. I needed that moment to breathe, and I was just like, God, we have to do something. I am miserable. I feel myself breaking. I want to just shut down my body. Since I do have health problems, it begins stress, depression, even anger. All of those things show up physically in your body. So for a person who already has health issues, autoimmune diseases and stuff, my body had went into shutdown before I had totally melted and broken down. So I ended up having to go to emergency. I was in the hospital. I ended up leaving the hospital and ditching it and coming home or whatever. So I was sick and pretty much on bed rest for about a week, I would say. Oh, I left out a certain part. So I had eventually gotten a job during the pandemic, and it was not working out well. They wanted me to work nights and close, so I wasn't get the store wasn't closing till 2 a.m. in the morning, and I wasn't getting home till about 3:30 in the morning, due to the fact we have to shut down, clean up, and prep everything for the next day. So I was miserable with that. My son was by himself. So I'm telling the manager, like, look, my child is by herself. I cannot work this closing shift, which they wanted me to do because they did not have any true adults on that shift. They were all like 18 to 20 on the midnight shift. And I guess they wanted me to come in and be the adult on that shift. I guess make sure things get done and stuff. I had a vehicle. So I believe that was another reason the young manager who was there, like, she began asking me to take her home from work and stuff, like, wasn't going to give me gas money. But they weren't doing the job they were supposed to do. I was picking up a lot of slack. I was just being miserable. And then I'm telling the manager, like, look, my child is at home. He's not 16, 18, like, no, he's a child. I cannot do this closing. And plus the workers who was on that shift I was miserable there. So she called herself going to penalize me for that, and began taking days, and just had me working then from like either 5 or 7 to 11 p.m. So that was frustrating me and upsetting me. And she even had the nerve to come and tell me when I told her once again, like, look, you put me at 11, that really isn't helping me. My son was at home alone. It's nighttime. He was fearful. He could not go to sleep until I got home. So, of course, he's not going to sleep till I'm in, and I'm not in until 3:30, 4 in the morning. He has to get up and do school and stuff like that. So it just was not working out. His education was suffering. So I had ended up leaving there and going to work this other job, which was cleaning. That job actually had no problem with, but I was there for about a week, and that's when physically my body had did the shutdown. So before then, as I told you, leading up to that, I was praying to God, like, God, look, I need you to help me. I'm about to snap. I'm about to lose it. I'm depressed. I'm drowning. I need your help, and I just remember constantly for maybe about like a week and a half, saying that to God, because I knew a mental breakdown was about to emerge. Like, I was at a wit's end. And didn't feel in control of my life, and what was happening. Wasn't happy with where it was at, where I felt I should have been by now, what my dreams and aspiration was that seemed further from my grasp, where I felt, society even feels I should be at this point. It was just a lot. Like I say, my parenting, I felt like my parenting was slacking and was getting bad. And then at odds with my child, because he's not respecting me and doing what I want him to do, but of course he needs discipline, don't want to discipline. It was just a lot. So while I was sick and my body had shut down and I was laying in bed, God began ministering to me and telling me what I needed to do to get myself back at the right levels, to get myself back at the right levels. And I'm just going to share with you guys what those things were, and they truly did help. He instructed me and told me everything in your home that is in access, that you don't use, that y'all don't need, get rid of it. In case you don't know, your environment, your home, can add to anxiety, to a state of feeling in chaos, to a state of feeling burdened and stuff like that. It's more to clean, more to look after, more to just look at, and stuff. And hey, 2 years we've been locked down in the house 24/7, these same four walls. So one of the things God told me to do, get rid of everything that is in access, because I don't know, for example, it's only me and my son. We normally on average have about 4, 5, 6 toothbrushes. It's not that I try and hoard toothbrushes or anything. I don't know. It's just that after I buy a couple, after like a month or something, I don't know, just buy 2 more, and it just goes like that. And then after it's so many sitting inside the closet in the bathroom and inside the toothbrush holders, then I'll begin throwing away. But I always end up rebuying. So I mean, like, sensing that, that's what God was telling me about. Get rid of stuff that's in access. You got too much of stuff that you don't need, ain't using. Get rid of it. So that was one of the things he instructed me to do, and I did begin doing that. I threw away so many type of clothes, many type of knickknacks and stuff like that. I just start throwing it out. Shoes that we had, purses, stuff that I'm keeping it, but it's serving no purpose. I'm not using it. Even dishes. I got rid of an excess of dishes. Because that was one of the problems I was having. My son was literally, I'm coming home from work, and he used a different spoon, bowl, cup, plate for everything that he decided to eat. He felt, let me just grab another dish. So I was always coming home to a sink full of dishes. I was just overwhelmed and stressed. So I just start throwing stuff away, getting rid of it. We don't need it. We don't use it. It's too much of it. It's going out. And I did that. That relieved a lot of pressure and stress. And I was like, oh, I'm going to start decluttering my life a lot more. Believe it or not, the state of our environment actually is a direct indication of the state of our mind, where we are spiritually and mentally, emotionally. And we can find ourselves spiritually, mentally, and emotionally holding on to a whole bunch of useless stuff, things that are hindering us, holding us down, burdening us. So as I actually began throwing and clearing stuff out and being able to see the floors, the walls, the tables, the countertops, and stuff again, I felt it spiritually removing and lifting weight up off me. So that is just my first tip. If any of y'all are dealing with, feeling on the verge of a mental breakdown, feeling like things are too chaotic, like you're depressed, start clearing stuff from out of your environment that you do not need, that you are not using, that is too much of it. And as I stated, that helped. And I also rearranged and start moving things around, which also helped. Rearranged my room, did a little bit of a different setup and hookup in here. Like I said, I had more space and room to really see things again. So I really enjoyed that and need that. I had bought organizers and stuff like that to even put up certain stuff that I did still need and use that just wasn't in its proper place, which was another problem. So I organized and threw out stuff. Please do that. That's my first tip. The second thing that God told me to do, I was stressing myself out. Hold on, my lips seem like they like chapped and all of that. So I was stressing myself out because as a single mother, we always want to make up for, I guess you can say, the lack of the other parent not being in the home or not being as involved or consistent as they could be or should be. We feel guilty for that. And from us feeling like that, it will cause us to not discipline our children properly, especially since us women, we're not really meant to be the disciplinarians. We are the teachers and the nurturers. The fathers are the disciplinarians, and they're also teachers as well. But as being single women, we have to, for the most part, learn to balance nurturing with discipline. But so God was letting me know, like, oh, the other way that we try to make up for that is by giving them things, wanting them to be happy, giving them to whatever they want. So one of the things God had told me, the second thing was, you're stressing yourself out trying to make sure he has any and everything he wants, and he don't even deserve it. And that was a shocker for me. I'm not gonna say shocker, but it was a light bulb, and it's like, you're absolutely right. I'm bending over backwards, stressing myself out, trying to give this boy any and everything that he needs and wants, and he doesn't deserve it. It's not a necessity that he even have it. So God had revealed to me, you're doing that to yourself. Before you go and buy this boy another thing he requests, and jump out the window to go run and get whatever he wants, ask yourself, do he need this? That's number one. Number two, if it's not a need, it's a luxury, do he deserve it? And there's a lot of things that I have been getting him, catering to him, that he did not even deserve, had not earned, do not need. So that was the other thing that helped take a big weight off of me. Prioritizing what he want, everything that he say he's want, I do not have to go get. I am not obligated to go get or to go do. Going forward, I implement it. He wants a certain thing. If it's something that I don't mind doing, that is not going to be a burden, going to wear a tax me, make him earn it. You have to earn this. It's nothing else is just going to be given to you. You're going to earn it. The other thing, be consistent. Our structure has broken down our, what would you call it? Our routine and stability, and even his participation in doing what he should do has broken down because I'm not being consistent. Regardless of what's going on in the outside world, regardless to what new adjustments we need to make, I have to be consistent in the schedule. The system should remain intact. It's not only beneficial for a child's development and upbringing, but what I learned is it's beneficial to mine too. I need it, okay? I need the stability, the routine, the structure to stay in place regardless of all else. So that was the other thing that was causing a fracture in my mental and emotional stability, right? Declutter my life, my mind. Focus on just necessities, what bare minimum. That's where I had decided, like, I want to do a minimalistic lifestyle going forward. Even though after I did that first purging, I actually could do another one. I was like, I'm going to do another purging, right? But purge out unnecessary stuff, unnecessary grievances, hurt, pain, anger, unnecessary items. Purge it, get rid of it. So I decided I'm going to do it like a cleansing like that every 3 months. I remember when I was younger, every season my mother would have us all do a cleaning. So of the house, getting rid of stuff that we don't need, used, grown out of, tore up, whatever it is. Get rid of it. So needed that. Secondly, not bending over backwards, looking at everything as it has to be done, it has to be a priority at my son's beck and call. No. Do you need it? Do you deserve it? Have you earned it? And I decided I was going to start doing that for myself as well, so I can work on my money management skills. Because another problem was, going through financial crisis and bills piling up and stuff like that. Not enough money coming in to offset those expenses, but I was not properly managing the money that I had prior to the pandemic, or even the bit of money that I was having during the pandemic. So prioritizing, money management, consistency, keeping a routine, a schedule, stabilizing my life, which stabilizes your mental, your inner being. So it was things like that that God began to help me on and show me where I was at fault at and where I was messing up that was causing the breakdown in my being as well as in my household. Um, I had not been praying and reading my word the way that I used to. I'm supposed to. Me and my son would get up each morning, like 7 a.m., 6:30 a.m., and we would pray as we got ready for the day. We would pray and praise God together. And I would take him to school, have a great day, and that's how we started our day. Um, that broken down, had not been doing that. We will read the Bible each night and pray before we go to sleep. That had broken down. We weren't doing that either. But God is amazing because in my Bible, it was my son starting as a baby. He had tore out so many pages. Like the first 40 books of Genesis gone. Didn't have them. Missing books and Psalms and the New Testament and stuff like that. So it was tore up. And one of the things that God did after He had me go through this, which where is it? God actually purchased. Oh, see, this is my old one right here. Look, it's missing the front. This is Genesis. Oh, okay, 38. So not the first 40, but it's missing stuff all through it. Right? It's missing the back of it and a couple of pages off the back. Tore up. But God had blessed me that right after God gave me instruction on what to do to get my mental back in order, my physical, my household, stuff like that. My mother actually had went and purchased me and my son a Bible, right? His Bible that I had bought for him a few years ago. Too small print. It was this white, smaller Bible. He had left it at the church. Actually, I actually had bought like all the kids in the children ministry at the church a Bible. That was the one, but yeah, I shouldn't have. But anyway, so no, I should have. It was worth it, I guess. But she went and purchased him a Bible too. So me and him have got back into reading our Bibles together. And I knew that that was just a gift from God because we both needed new Bibles. And, I guess God was like, look, I'm leaving you no excuse. You have a Bible with every single page in it and stuff like that. So that was really a blessing. Thank you, God. So God just began showing me what I needed to do to get things back in order. The mistakes I had made that had got me here, right? Because everything isn't just life happening to you. It's a lot of things. Our own decisions and choices is what has us in the bed that we're laying in. But luckily, He's a merciful, loving God that says, yeah, baby, you did this yourself, but I'm glad you finally came to me for the help. I've been trying to get your attention. Here, this is what you need to do. All will be well. So I rested and trusted in God. I repented for a lot of things. I had to have that as well. Sin holds us down. Us disconnecting ourselves from God and our relationship with God brings on a level of torment and disease in us spiritually and emotionally and mentally. It is the prerequisite to having life of dysfunction and things being out of order spiritually, and then it shows up mentally because then your morals, your priorities, your desires begin to get muddy, right? And off path, off course. And you're giving your attention to the wrong things, and your lifestyle can begin to, you invite sin in, basically. So, I had to repent and go back to God, right? You are first in my life. When my life was well and in order, you were at the head of it. You were who I started my day with. So, I repented for a lot of my backsliding, I guess you can say, letting sin creep in, giving my attention being drawn away to other things, worldly things, not continuing to make sure my son and myself is being set in the right example of our relationship with Christ, with God. So I had to repent for that. Of course, He took me back in with open arms and re-picked Him in that, in the equation, in our schedule, in our lifestyle. So these were some of the things that helped me get my mental back. And what I figured out going forward and what I do now is, due to the fact that it's a lot of things that I do, right? And I have a lot of family and friends, and it's a lot of things throughout the day that can need your attention, your time, and people needing you to go and do this and do that for them and stuff like that. And like my mother, she just had surgery, so I had to help her and tend to her household, her and my father, as well as my own and stuff. And you know, have family and relatives. It was just, I was also constantly having to move and do stuff for, of course, my son, my own household, and then other people, family members are here. They want you to come do this. They want you to do that. Here, they want you to talk up on the phone. They want you to text a million texts. They want you to watch a movie, want to watch TV, you got, and it's just like I was being pulled. I constantly did not have any time to just focus on me, do what I would like to do. I'm actually a loner at heart, even though I can be extroverted and can function in that, because my mother and her family extroverts, my dad and his family are introverts, and I'm a loner and I work in both. But I be needing to recharge after a while and like just shut myself off from the world and recharge. And sometimes people have a problem with that, and they look at it as if you're slighting them and doing something wrong. So I was constantly not giving myself what I needed because other people felt I didn't deserve it, and that I should be at their beck and call when they need or want my attention or for me to do something. So that had really worn on me. I was never having time to recharge. I was always ripping and going, and that wore on me a lot too. So going forward, one of the things I gotta know, you don't owe anyone anything. You do not owe anyone all of your time, all of your attention. You don't have to be at their beck and call. You don't have to meet their expectations of what they need or want from you. When you feel like it's too much, you can't do it, you don't want to do it, you don't feel like doing it, then say no. You don't have to. You can shut yourself down in your home with you and your son if that's what you want to do and what you need. So what I've been learning to do is still try to be there for others when they call on me or need or want something from me or want to interact, but to take that time to say, no, I've put out enough. I need to recharge right now. No, I'm not taking phone calls. No, I'm not running errands for anyone. No, I'm not doing hair today. No, I'm not bringing you a meal. I'm not, you get what I'm saying? So I had to learn to say no. I was wearing myself out and down by trying to be superwoman and be reliable for everyone else, which was me not being helpful or reliable to myself. So going forward, I've learned that, okay, like, what was that, Thursday? I had a whole bunch of, and Friday, I had a whole bunch of things that I had needed to do, taking care of business for myself and my own household, right? And then there was a few other people I needed to do. I didn't need to do things. They needed and wanted me to do things for them, and I said, you know what, I'm willing to do that. But then I said that next day, no, I don't owe anyone anything. Yes, you call me, I might not answer. You text me, no, I don't have to answer. You need this from me, I don't have to answer. The only thing I'm obligated to is making sure that my son has everything he needs spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically. And like I said, not even what he just necessarily wants. And it has been helping me. So I have been taking that time for myself to be like, no, I'm shutting the world out and I'm just doing what I want to do, and I don't owe anyone an apology for it. Hey, get over it. If they're mad, too bad. I have to take care of my own physical and mental health. So these were just things that had helped me, that I have struggled with, you know. And if any of you guys went through or are going through a tough time right now, even minus if it was been a pandemic, like even if everything was open, everything was grandiose, take time for yourself. Pick God first at the head of your day. Take that time to get rid of unnecessary things that are in your life. Declutter your life, even your mind, your heart, your spirit. Be consistent with your routine, and whatever we want in our life, we create that, right? Each and every day, our decisions and what we want can be manifested if that's what we focus and work towards. So make sure that you're doing that as well. Your children or anyone in your life who you're responsible for, you do not owe them any and everything. Do they deserve it? Do they need it? Have they earned it? Is it something that will not diminish you, deplete you? You get what I'm saying? So consider those things. I hope that I remembered everything, because I don't write stuff down. So I normally always make a video and then I'll be like, oh crap, I forgot this part, I forgot that, I forgot to add that. So I apologize. I'm going to try and get better with me doing these videos, and I'm going to try and diminish the rambling, you know, and repetitive nuances of constantly repeating the same thing, and write down so everything's concise, clear, and in order, organized. But yeah, I'm still working on that part. So I hope that this is helpful for you, beneficial for you. I'm praying for you. You're not alone. You're not the only one who at a point either broke down, breaking down, ready to snap, going crazy, needing help, assistance, you know. But these were things that God himself ministered to me while I was in the midst and on the verge of breaking down, and when my body actually did break down. And these are the things that helped me, that I did, and they have been helping me. I'm going to continue to do them, to implement them even more, you know, more, have it more polished or whatever, and getting it in order, because I haven't done it yet. But I was like, you know what, I need to write down this new schedule and regime for each day of the week. Set out a time for entertaining others, you know, instead of just being at everyone's beck and call. There's no to that going forward. You know, I haven't been doing that. And things have been much better. I'm not feeling depressed anymore. I'm actually feeling very optimistic about everything in life right now, even with still having troubles, you know, financially and in other ways. But I'm optimistic about the future and creating, designing my life, my daily routine, my relationships the way that I want them to be, and not being afraid to put up boundaries of what people can request, require, and expect of me. And I'm still having a little issue with people in that area, of them feeling like I'm doing something wrong. But the good thing is I'm not feeling guilty about it or wearing myself out trying to meet others' demands, you know. So I hope that this video was helpful to you. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button for a woman's sorry, for a woman's worth beauty. Hold on, no, that's not what that say, is it? Yes, it is. For a woman's -s worth beauty and lifestyle. All words capital letter. Or first words, I guess you can say capital letter. I hope I explained that right, y'all. Sorry, it's kind of late. Thanks for checking it out, though. I definitely have a lot more to come, and I hope that you appreciate this channel and that it helps you the way it helps me. Bye.